My name is Rick Bromley, and I go to Hosanna Christian Fellowship in Bellflower, California. I'm a chaplain there, and I'm a chaplain of the short-term missions and a couple other things, but we're talking about Hands of Mercy right now. So Hands of Mercy is a nonprofit organization that facilitates different churches to come down throughout the year to build homes for people who don't have a home. We co-partner with another church called Rolling Hills Covenant, and they usually have 3 houses that they build a year going down. First, there's a pre-cut before the pre-build, and that's the way we do it with the 3 houses. Is on a Friday, a bunch of guys get together and we get all the lumber together, and we have a list that we go through, and we cut all the lumber to size, cut all the angles, and we take them and we lay them out in the parking lot almost exactly where they go together for the people to come on Saturday to the pre-build to put it together. And on Saturday with us, there's anywhere from 180 to 220 people come and show up. Volunteers come with their kids to nail the stuff together. And then we load it on a trailer and get it ready to go to Mexico. Friday morning, we usually meet at my house at like 5:30 in the morning. Everybody gets here and we get everybody set up in their cars, because not everybody can drive down there, so we carpool. And we usually take 4 or 5 cars and we head out, and we get to the border probably 10:30, 11 o'clock, and then in to Mexico. We're usually down there by noon. And on the ranch, we decide, the leaders decide where the people are going to sleep, and there's plenty of room to sleep. There's houses like we're building the loft houses, and then we have a 2-story building there that can sleep probably 80 people, and then a couple other buildings. And there's shower houses. There's a big chow hall where everybody meets together to eat.
I'm Danny. I work with an organization down here in Mexico. We build houses for the poor. And I moved down here. We left the States in December of 2004. My daughter was 4, my son was 6, and I was a school teacher, and my wife and I decided we'd move down here and see what God did. Been doing the loft houses for about 13 years, and so I've been doing that, but the actual organization that we started has been going for about 11 and a half years now. In the beginning, it was just a group of guys, girls that came down with each month building these houses, and then we wanted to do it right and work through the local churches. So at some point in the midst of that, we decided that we would move down here and kind of head that up. So it's the pastors down here that pick the families that we build for. And we build these houses to show love, but the pastors are the ones who disciple and tell the people about Christ and why we do this. On on-site build, basically we prefab the houses in the States, as you guys know that, and so then we'll bring them down in trailers. When we get to the site, we look at the site, we unload the whole trailer, we spread out all the painting walls and all the roofing area and then the floor area. And one group starts on the floor, which is up off the ground. We do it on piers, and then we level it and put the linoleum on, and then while the walls are getting painted, the next the walls go up. It's kind of like a puzzle. And then we have the roofing crew, so once the walls are all up, then we slide the roofs into place, and then the rest comes down to trimming it all out and putting the roof cap on. Really big in families. We're a family ministry. We try not to do youth groups and stuff. We want moms and dads and kids serving together, coming down and seeing what it's like to live a Christian life, not just hear about it and tell people about it, but to do it. And so the way we build a house, kids can paint on the ground. They can do the little nails and hammers. It's not up in the air, so it's safe. So we've had kids, my daughter's first trip was 2 years old, came down and did the painting and stuff. And then we've had people as old as 94, as young as 6 weeks. And the whole family get involved, and we're really big in that. And we've even had handicapped people come down in wheelchairs, special needs people in wheelchairs, and they paint from their wheelchair. We put them on the wall and they paint laying down or whatever. So yeah, we involve a whole range of God's family. Well, we've been doing the loft houses, like I said, for 13, 14 years, but we stopped keeping track of them. We don't really know how many we've done.
Estoy esperando por ustedes, niños. Vamos, apúrense.
Well, the impact is as you know, when we came down to Mexico, we thought we were coming down to help the poor. And what we found out that we, the Americans who have so much, are really the poor. And so we're really down here more because we need help, not because the people down here need our help. And yes, God does stuff with it. We build a house. The pastor shares about Christ and loves the family. And a lot of people come to know the Lord in that. But for us, it was like, it was a thing where you start doing what God calls you to do, He starts changing your life. And when we follow what He says in the Bible, when we obey Him, then He makes us more like Him. And ultimately, that's why we're here, to become more like Christ, to die to ourselves. And so, having been down full time since we left the States, it's really changed our life. I mean, I asked the Lord, I said, Lord, you say love my wife like Christ loved the church. And you know I can't possibly do that. I'm not you. And so you say these things. And I said, one of the things I want to do when moving to Mexico is I want to learn to love my wife better. And God's brought us through all kinds of stuff. And I can truthfully say I love my wife more today than I did when we got married. And it's not because I did anything. It's just that you start obeying what God does and He changes your heart and your desires. And so coming to Mexico has changed totally our life. And we just, there's a lot of hard things. It's not an easy road, there's no doubt. But God, basically I've realized how real God is by taking a risk and taking a step of faith and seeing God provide. And even as a family, we don't raise money, we don't ask for anything, but God's provided for 11 years now. And we trust that He'll keep providing. And when He stops, we'll move back.
I'm sure I can speak for my wife. We both love doing it. I mean, I couldn't imagine not doing it. I mean, what do you do on your Saturday? Do you provide a house for somebody, or do you just sit around and watch TV? And we get to go down and do that. Lord lets us do that for Him. He lets us go down and be His hands and His mouth, and we get to minister to the people